Hi dear children, I hope you have watched the video of part 1 of chemistry revision, chemical reactions and equations. I hope this video will also be useful for you all. So let's start with the first question. Here is a picture of a girl who is doing an experiment, and just see inside the test tube it has taken a ferrous sulfate crystal, and ferrous sulfate crystal on heating, some gases are coming out, and she is gently wafting the gas towards the nose. Then it is also mentioned that do not point the mouth of the boiling tube at your neighbors or yourself, because those gases are not good to inhale. Now, so you found out that this ferrous sulfate crystal is heated. So it is actually a thermal decomposition reaction, isn't it? Ferrous sulfate crystal, Fe, 1 minute. Ferrous sulfate crystal on heating, it becomes three products. They are ferric oxide, Fe2O3, plus SO2 sulfur dioxide, and SO3 sulfur trioxide. Now the question is the color of crystals before heating and after heating are respectively. What is the color of ferrous sulfate crystal before heating and after heating? So before heating it was ferrous sulfate, and after heating it turns to ferric oxide. Now you need to tell the color of ferrous sulfate crystal, actual color, and after the reaction what happens to it. The actual color of ferrous sulfate is, yes, pale green. Now in the first option it is given as pale green, and the D also it is given as pale green. And we need to think about the color of ferric oxide. What is the color of ferric oxide? It is reddish brown. So option A is the correct answer, not option D, not option B or C. Okay, respectively is in the sense before heating the color should mention first and followed by the color after heating. Okay, in second option also it is given reddish brown, pale green. You should not mark that answer. Before heating the ferrous sulfate crystal is pale green, and after heating it is reddish brown. Okay, moving on to the next question. Identify the substances that is oxidized and the substances that is reduced in the following reaction. This reaction is familiar to you. It is the reaction between copper oxide and hydrogen, where copper oxide is reduced to form copper and hydrogen is oxidized to form water. Now the question is, substance that is oxidized should write first, then substance reduced. So which substance is getting oxidized? It is hydrogen. And which is the reduced one? It is copper oxide. So what is the correct answer? Option A. H2 is oxidized and CuO is reduced. Next question. Two questions is there. Now first one. When hydrogen sulfide gas is passed through blue solution of copper sulfate, H2S, is passed through copper sulfate, a black precipitate of copper sulfide is obtained, and sulfuric acid so formed remains in the solution. The reaction is an example of. So what type of reaction is it? Here two reactants, two products. So it is not a combination, it is not a decomposition. And in this reaction, two are compounds, hydrogen sulfide and copper sulfate. Then finally it become copper sulfide and hydrogen sulfate, that is sulfuric acid. So here exchange of ions takes place. Exchange of ions takes place. So a reaction in which reactants exchange their ions to form new product is known as double displacement reaction. So option D is the correct answer. Now, which of the following pair is incorrect? See, children, most of the time you will not read the question fully and immediately you will write the first option as the correct one because it is a correct reaction. The question is incorrect from the given table. Incorrect pair. First one, CH4 plus O2 gives CO2 plus H2O. This is a reaction that we learned in carbon compounds also. It is combustion reaction. It can be called also as oxidation reaction because it is addition of oxygen takes place. Second one is lead nitrate and potassium iodide gives lead iodide and potassium nitrate, and the reaction name given as double displacement and precipitation reaction. That is also correct. Then CaO plus H2O gives CaOH twice, which is given as combination reaction. Of course, that is also correct. Then CuSO4 plus zinc gives zinc sulfate plus copper. That is not correct because that is actually a displacement reaction. So option D is the answer. I hope that is clear to you. Next. Which of the following are correctly matched in the given table? Which of the following is correctly matched in the following table? Dissolution. That means dissolving something. Dissolution. Solute gets dissolved in a solvent. Yes, that is correct. Exothermic. Heat is absorbed. Is that exothermic? A reaction in which heat is absorbed is actually endothermic. So second one is wrong. Then reversible change. Reactants can be obtained. Yes, reversible change. A change which we can be reversed back. So from the product, after changing something, we will get the reactants again. So option C, that is 1 and 3 is correct. This is incorrect. Clear? Yes. Another assertion recent type question. C plus O2 gives CO2 is an example of combination reaction. Yes, correct. C plus O2 gives CO2 is a combination reaction. In the above reaction, carbon and oxygen reacts to give carbon dioxide. So what is your answer? Yes, carbon and oxygen react to give carbon dioxide. Is that enough? Is that reason is enough to you? Yes, think about it. What is your answer? Yes. In the given above equation, carbon and oxygen reacts to give carbon dioxide. So two reactants, single product. So that explains the reaction. Well, the assertion is true and the reason is also true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Clear? Now, in this slide, 2 question is there. Yes. In the double displacement reaction between aqueous potassium iodide and aqueous lead nitrate, a yellow precipitate of lead iodide is formed. This reaction is also familiar to you. We have discussed many questions related to this. While performing the activity, if lead nitrate is not available, suppose in the lab, lead nitrate is not available. So which of the following can be used in place of lead nitrate? So we need to get lead iodide. the same lead iodide as precipitate we need to get. So what we want to do, instead of lead nitrate, which of the following substance can be taken? That is a question. What is that? Lead sulfate, insoluble, or lead acetate, or ammonium nitrate, or potassium sulfate. See, just imagine potassium iodide and potassium sulfate. Whether we will get lead iodide? No. So the reactant that we are going to take must be a lead salt, isn't it? So ammonium nitrate is also not the answer. Then with these two are not the answer. Then lead sulfate or lead acetate. See, in this reaction, lead salt should be soluble. That is aqueous solution we need to take. Then only this reaction will take place. So lead sulfate which is taken as insoluble. So we cannot consider that answer. So the answer is lead acetate. So when lead acetate react with potassium iodide, we will get lead iodide and potassium acetate. So option B is the answer. Now next one, which of the following is the observation of the chemical reaction? Chemical reaction. There are some characteristics of chemical reaction. What are the characteristics of chemical reaction? Change in state. Yes, of course. Change in color. Change in temperature. Evolution of gas. All the four are correct. All of these statements or observations are correct. So what is the answer? Option D is the answer. Clear? Okay, very good. Next. Changing of color of copper from reddish brown to black is an example for reduction. Reason, hydrogen is removed. See, copper is reddish brown. Conversion of copper to the black color substance, copper oxide, is actually not a reduction, it is oxidation. So the assertion is wrong. Then hydrogen is removed. That statement is also wrong. In the above reaction, hydrogen is removed. It is not mentioned. The hydrogen is not at all involved in that reaction. Okay, so both the assertion and reason are false. So that is the answer. Then, lead nitrate solution is added to a test tube containing potassium iodide. Again, the same question is repeating in different ways. Write the name and color of the compound precipitated. What is the color of the precipitate? Yellow. And what is the name of the compound formed? It is lead iodide. PbI2, lead iodide. It is the yellow color precipitate. Write the balanced chemical equation for the reaction involved. The balanced chemical equation, PbNO3 twice plus 2Ki gives PbI2, which is the precipitate, plus 2KNO3. In this one, you have to mention the physical state as aqueous. Here also aqueous. This is solid. This is aqueous. Name the type of reaction justifying your answer. The type of reaction is double displacement reaction and also can be called as precipitation reaction. So double displacement reaction, how will you justify? A reaction in which the reactants exchange their ions to form new products. And how will you justify whether it is a precipitation reaction or not? Yes, it is a precipitation reaction because here in this reaction a precipitate is formed. Okay, clear? I hope this video is useful for all. I hope it is clear too. So anyway, thanks for watching. All the best for your exam. Thank you.